gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of Trigger Warning Radio. I am your host, the Kaiju Conservative, washed-up actor Peter Fonda, who, let's be honest, when is the last time anybody saw him in any movie that was decent? I mean, the last time I remember seeing Peter Fonda, he was in Ghost Rider. He played the devil in Ghost Rider, and I had to be reminded that he played the devil in Ghost Rider. I mean, that shows you how memorable an actor he really is. But Peter Fonda has proved that he is a world-class piece of shit with several tweets that he let fly with a couple of days ago. I'm not going to repeat those tweets because they were really sick, disgusting, nasty tweets. But basically, in a nutshell, he wants DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen to be raped in a public square repeatedly. He called on people to dox ICE agents and surround their homes and the schools of their children. And he also said that Barron Trump needed to be ripped from Melania Trump's arms and thrown into a cage with pedophiles, so that way maybe she would stand up to her husband. It's just the most disgusting things that I have seen coming from the left in a long time, and that is saying something. I mean, the left has been insanely nasty ever since Trump was nominated for the presidency, and it's only gotten worse in the 2 years since he's won. But my God, this stuff crosses a line, I think, here. I mean, there's two things that bother me about Peter Fonda's tweets. First and foremost is this climate of hate and violence that he's just fanning, and you know, at what point does that get out of control? You know, at what point does this climate of division, of hatred, of violence, at what point does that lead to people getting killed? You know, what if somebody out there decides to take Peter Fonda's tweets to heart? What if somebody out there decides, you know what, it would be a good idea to go ahead and protest the homes of these ICE agents and protest their schools? And you know what would be an even better idea? If somebody kidnapped their kids or somebody killed their kids. Because the way the left is talking right now, folks, ICE agents are the Gestapo. Donald Trump is literally Adolf Hitler. People are being shoved into concentration camps and killed. I mean, I've seen a former CIA director compare this to Auschwitz. And that kind of rhetoric cannot be thrown around lightly. I mean, we already had Steve Scalise, as well as dozens of other Republican congressmen involved in that attempted assassination at that baseball game. At what point do people start attacking ICE agents and their families? We had a professor doxed 1,500 ICE agents and published their information. What if somebody gets a hold of that and decides to go to their homes and start killing them and punishing ICE for ripping kids away from their parents? You know, if you ask me, folks, I think if you ask any decent person, you know, if that happens, Peter Fonda is going to have blood on his hands. He is going to be directly responsible for that sort of action if that happens. And I think we're getting perilously close to that point, folks. You know, I was listening to Rush Limbaugh the other day on the way home, and he was talking about, he spent his opening monologue on that show. I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but he spent his opening monologue basically talking about how the left is moving closer and closer to violence, which they have been for a number of years. Really, I mean, we saw this during the Bush-Hitler craze of the early 2000s and late 2000s, but it's gotten even worse at this point. I mean, for God's sake, they don't even refer to Trump supporters as people anymore. They're racist, bigoted, Nazi demons, essentially, is what they are. It's backed up by politicians, and it's backed up by the media. The Democrat politicians and the media, especially the media, they are fanning these flames. They are encouraging this kind of talk and behavior. They are saying, yes, this is racist. These people are racist. These people are bigoted. These people are Nazis. They are horrible people, and you should hate them. That is the constant message that they're spewing day in and day out without any regard for any potential consequences. And it's going to get to the point where somebody takes that to heart, or a group of people take that to heart, and we're going to see real bloodshed in this country. Now, the second thing that bothers me about this is the lack of condemnation from the Democrats in this, and from the liberals and the left in general. There's very little condemnation of Peter Fonda's action. If this had been tweeted by somebody on the right, there would be hell to pay. That person would be the subject of death threats. They would be fired. They certainly would be kicked off of Twitter. But to Peter Fonda, all he has to do is say, "Oh, I'm totes sorry. I didn't mean it. My emotions got the better of me," and he's good to go. That is not acceptable. And even on the left, from my Facebook friends, not one peep. I've not seen one peep from my leftist friends on Facebook about this sort of thing. And you've got the media. The media is either ignoring it or outright defending it, as in the case of Juan Williams. I put this video up on my channel last night, but Juan Williams essentially defended Peter Fonda, saying, he misspoke. It was a poor choice of words. No. Peter Fonda misspoke when he said that Kirstjen Nielsen needed to be raped repeatedly in a public square. No, he misspoke when he said people need to dox ICE agents he misspoke when he said Barron Trump needs to be thrown into a cage with pedophiles. I don't think so. You know what, folks? I'm going to say this right here, right now, for anybody that I know that listens to this. But you know what? If you see these tweets and you see these things said by Peter Fonda, and your first reaction isn't outright condemnation, or if your condemnation is followed by a well, but, or anything like that, just do me a favor, unfollow me right now, because I don't even want you anywhere near me if you're going to try and defend the piece of shit that is Peter Fonda. It's disgusting, it's horrible, and this kind of thing needs to stop. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you liked what you heard, hit a like and subscribe to my channel. Both of those things help me out quite a bit. Once again, thanks so much for listening, and I will see you all next time.